Alright, what is up, you beautiful people, and welcome back to another weekly brawl benchmarking with Fenix. Let's get right to it. So, oh man, we got no Fog of War as our brawl modifier here. We also got a Dehaka for free, and we also have Aura. Okay, I mean, I guess with Aura I can try and like spam as many units as possible. I wonder if I can get Talus here. Also, looks like we got some lag here. Oh, there we go. Oh, we're also playing with Lieutenant Razgriz here. Finally got an opportunity to join us in a game here. So here we go. I'm gonna just get Talus here. I'm gonna see what I have. Not that great. Storm, Shadow, Time. What do I have that is cooldown speed? Dehaka is cooldown speed. Let's see. I'm gonna get Debilitation System here. That'll cause that more damage to be dealt here. I don't actually know. I feel like maybe I can get Shadow. Because I feel like this week I just want to. I think stacking units this week will be pretty good. Like if you have tanks, because they will never unsiege because of Fog of War. So I'm pretty sure Nova's going to be really strong. And I want to say Swan is going to be okay with the triple beam. Just because, you know, why not? Looks like there's an enemy Fenix here. So let's see, what color is he? He is in the first position. And I think I'm against probably a Vorazun. Can I see his hero? Yes, that's a Vorazun. That's a Vorazun here. Ah, okay. So you can see all of the enemy commanders here. So I'm just gonna gas and tier up here because I don't think I want to do anything. Maybe Vorazun just has a bunch of Dark Templars, and I can't tell. I think I'm gonna go for Shadow. I don't know if I want Time. Because I could Fog of War removed except for staging areas. Wait a minute. I can see everyone's staging areas. Wait! It's bugged! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I can see what my opponents are doing. He's got some DTs. He's got some DTs.
What's up?
Oh, man. So let's see. I mean, against DTs, I would want this. Well, I don't know if this is a new and spicy change that Tia has made, because before you couldn't see your enemies, like, enemy heroes either. And so, like, I think it was fine. Is not a bug. Is feature. This will be hilarious, actually. I'm gonna get Cloaking Module here. This is actually crazy. This is actually crazy. This is actually truly nothing to hide. Truly nothing to hide here. Let's see, there's an enemy Sam here. I got a Talus here, but my units are cloaked. There we go. Uh-oh. Should probably micro this guy. How much damage did he do? 150. I don't actually know. I'm just gonna try some Disruptor memes here because I went Time. I'm gonna see what my opponent's got. My opponent also has Time here. Well, that's pretty good here. What does this guy have? He has Water. That's pretty good on Tychus. This is nuts, guys. This is nuts. What sort of aura does he have here? Where did he move his hero unit? He moved it somewhere where no one can see it. I'm pretty sure that's what he's done. So I'm just gonna do that as well. I'm just gonna hide it here. I don't even know, guys. I'm just trying to take this in right now. But anyways, if you guys are new to my channel and you guys enjoyed Direct Strike content, be sure to drop a sub so you can keep up here. I think Disruptors just been killing people just because of the fact that no one has seen him. And yeah, drop a sub to keep up with this content. I make these videos every single day of the week. And I'm also having my 700 subscribers stream special celebration stream. Oh, those DTs are dead. On Saturday, which is going to be tomorrow, if you're watching this video when it releases. Saturday, September 26th. And yeah, I think I'm going to decide it to be at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because I think that was the most popular votes, at least in the comment section. So yeah, I'm going to try and just... There we go. Hold up. I don't know what Lieutenant Razgriz is up to here. I live on. There we go. Boom. There we go. There we go. I'm just gonna buy a bunch of purifiers here because I feel like I don't buy Disruptors a lot as Fenix, and I feel like now is probably the best time to do it, especially against all those DTs who just stealth. I can just purify them, and then just keep going. They're kind of hilarious, actually, so I'm just going to keep buying them. I actually don't do this build often, or ever, and honestly, I feel like I should. And so here we are. The Purifiers don't shoot very fast, but we're actually pushing in quite nicely here. Wait, the Purifiers are actually not too bad against Tychus unless they move, unless he moves. Then that's bad. I'm gonna go for tier 3 here. Okay, well, I mean, this is definitely a fresh, hot new take on just everything. I've never encountered this before, and I'm curious. Can Swan laser beam your units on the staging area? Because if he can, he would actually be the most broken commander this week. Because if he can laser beam your units, that means he might just kill them forever on your staging area. That might be too good. I might have to test this out like right after this game, because usually I know what the tier list. I like have the tier list and then I talk about what's good. But I feel like after this game, I kind of want to just see for myself what Swan is, because I'm as curious as you guys right now. And also, it turns out a bunch of Disruptors are quite good here. They don't actually do a lot of damage themselves, but they seem to be quite strong against Tychus because they cast spells. And they're actually performing hilariously well, considering all I have are Disruptors here. Raspberries here is just going for that Manx bio with the boys and the tanks. Tanks is a great choice this week. Great selection here. So I'm going to get some chitinous plating here so my Dehaka is a little tankier. What is my opponent building? Okay, so he has an Oracle, and then he has Dehaka, and then he's spreading out his DTs. But because I think he can see my Disruptors though. Yeah, because I can see his DTs. And so he's tier 3 with those more elite DTs. He has some Centurions here to stun. Uh-oh, this guy also has Manx here, but it looks like he's just gonna get shredded here. And the DTs are actually gonna come on one out all the way. No fun allowed this brawl. Oh man, I actually just annihilated those DTs with my Disruptors, because my Disruptors are invisible to the DTs. So they're just like, oh, it's gonna pop Tychus. Oh my god, Disruption Blast actually just one-shot Tychus there. Is this actually the secret Fenix counter to Tychus? Like, I know, like, this is a big meme, but like, I feel like it's kind of strong. It deals 150, right? And then it deals 75 again after. So that's like 225 damage, approximately. Which is pretty strong. Look at that, I just evaporate those things. And I can buy 2 of these for every 1 Tychus unit. No, that's not a Tychus counter. 2 of these for every 1 Tychus unit doesn't sound strong enough here. And it looks like we're about to disrupt our opponents here. Disruptors also do quite a lot of damage to buildings here. And there it is. I feel like this is probably Fenix's most underrated unit. I don't know, that and I've never just gone and straight built Disruptors. I feel like it's actually pretty good against something like Dehaka, because otherwise you'd have to build Immortals, which take forever to kill him. And then because the Dark Templars clump up so nicely, the Disruptors just destroyed everything. They don't do much damage here, but that's wild. Okay, you know what? I know I usually just benchmark with Fenix here. Oh my god, I actually dealt a lot of damage too. Looks like the Disruptors are pretty good, guys. Especially if they're invisible and they have vision of everything and they just sort of float around, floating balls of death. So I'm going to play a Swan game right after this one, and then we're going to have our little tier list here. So let's go. Alright, we're back here. So I just want to know if Swan's laser beam... here can hit your opponents. So it looks like we can see everything here. Oh, it can't. Are you kidding me? I'm a little disappointed, guys. If only Swan's laser beam was able to shoot other guys. Oh, okay. I thought that was going to be an exploit that was to be had where I could, blast our opponent's unit in their staging area, but I guess when you're in your staging area, they're just invulnerable. So I guess that's fine. So I'm just gonna go tier 2, and what am I up against here? Because I'm up against Tychus. Oh yes, I love the Tychus versus Swan matchup because the cyclones are amazing. Earth, Ice, Shadow. What do I want? What am I up against afterwards? Fenix. I mean, I think Shadow's not too bad. Just to take down these cyclones faster. And then there's also, yeah. Oh, some guy left. Oh, so it's just Fenix versus... Okay, Fenix now. So I think Shadow's fine. I think Shadow's fine. So Tychus here is just going to shred me here. Because, you know, that's what Tychus does. High DPS master here. We get that Dragon Laser Drill leveled up. And it's time to get some lock on, baby. It's time to get some lock on. There we go. There we go. So I got the Typhoon Missile Pods here. And then we can probably blast our way through. Ooh, Kaldalis coming in. Gonna be pretty rough here. Razgriz is going Rainer, and then I think he wants to go Fast Siege. We got a Stetman? What is Stetman doing here? I don't know. I need to buy a few more of these guys here before I do anything, such as invest in gas. Oh, sorry, I have like a hiccup here. There's a lot of Marines. Surprised Tychus hasn't thrown his grenade. Remember, he has. And that's why those Marines are still alive. Okay. So maybe I should probably want to spread my Cyclones out a little bit so they're like this. So Tychus grenade can't hit both of them. Or all of them. At the same time. Let's get the Magfield Accelerators and then the Advanced Optics. And that should be pretty good. There we go. Cyclones with that 5 range. Cyclones only have 5 range? That's the same range as boys. Like Manx boys. Which kind of disappointing if you think about it. Okay, there we go. I don't know, I find that kind of disappointing that like he has less range than Manx boys. That's actually kind of sus. I don't know. I need more Cyclones, especially because Nikara here is just being a pain, just healing us. I only have 2 Cyclones here. I mean, 4 Cyclones. Gonna need more. We're gonna need more. Optics online. Let's go, baby. And I probably want some Hellbats, actually, against all those Legionaries, because I will face Legionaries here. Man, I got so excited for Swan. I was like, if that interaction worked, it'd be nuts. I probably should have gotten Earth on my units, because I could probably have had 7 armor Hellbats. Not that it matters against Tychus, but against Fenix, it's pretty good. Stetman here going straight for the Mecha Battle Carrier Lord. I'm not sure if that's actually a good counter, especially because there's a Dehaka this week. You know, I don't feel like that's a great counter this week. Let's see. Okay. Oh, hi, Mike. There we go. Uh-oh. We're getting run over here. That's fine. I'm beating the Tychus wave quite nicely here. And then, so I think what I want to get is maybe 1 or 2 science vessels. And, because Cyclones are so cheap, they're 175. That actually makes them, like, super powerful Tychus counters. Because Tychus has to buy, like, I think I can buy 3 Cyclones for every, like, 1 Tychus unit, which is, like, an insane ratio. Let's see, and I kind of want to get targeting optics, which will increase the range at which my Cyclones can target. So I think I'm going to start getting gas here, because I'm only on 1 gas. My opponents are on 2 gas each. And, uh-oh, there's a Mojo. I think Cyclones can take out Mojo, though, so I should be fine. It's just the issue of all these really thick Legionaries here. That's going to cause us some problems, especially with Kaldalis here. Oh my god. I probably want Infernal Pre-Igniters, but I also probably want Regenerative Biosteel. That'll be very helpful. Let's see, Cyclones locked on here. They should be able to shred through Vega at the very least. There we go. Locked onto Tychus here. Nikara is not going to out-heal that. And there we go. One of the Cyclones is going to get eaten immediately. Kaldalis is going to jump in. Okay, I'm going to try and put like Hellbats at the front here. I think I have enough Cyclones as it stands to deal with all this stuff. Yeah, but Rainer Fast Siege here is going to be very, very instrumental. I don't know why Tychus hasn't put down his little baby turret here. Because he does have access to the little baby turret. And oh, there it is. He put it down a little too late, though. And it got destroyed. But that's okay. I don't actually know... Oh, he has Yamatos. I don't actually know if Stetman's counter to Tychus is supposed to be Mecha Battle Carriers, because they're so expensive. I feel like a Vega would just steal them, and then, like, you just have a bad time. Okay, one of my Hellbats got stolen. Okay. Not really that detrimental here. Let's see. I should do quite well against the big Fenix heroes here, but... Ooh, never mind. I mean, I decimated most of the wave, but... there's still quite a bit of wave left. They're just severely injured, so that'll help out significantly here. Tychus has the big heal. Oh, I'm actually baiting out the big heal with my laser beam, which is actually pretty good. So actually it makes Tychus waste his heal when he actually should be saving it. So maybe he should have it like not on auto cast here. Let's see, we got a lot of step mattles here. There we go. I'm gonna build another one of these. There we go. There we go. Oh, Mecha Battle Carrier Lords with the shred here, and there we go. It just got stolen by Vega here. I really don't think the Battle Carrier Lords are the answer here. Although I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Let's see, because the Mecha Battle Carrier Lords don't shoot up either, which really sucks. Let's see. I have a lot of healing on Dehaka because I think I have 2 points in the Primal Regeneration. Or oh no, yeah. So wait, it says it was only healing 6 life. I don't know what's happening there. Let's see. I think I need more cyclones, though. I definitely need more cyclones. I don't have nearly enough cyclones. I know this was like a Fenix Weekly Brawl video, benchmarking. I just wanted to test it out. I almost never do this. It's always Fenix. But I'll probably be playing a little bit more Swan this week. At the very least. For the big memes of laser beams. The Beam Dream meme team. There we go. Let's see. Okay, Fenix here, getting surrounded. That's some pretty accurate lore here. Hellbat's Napalm's trade us +12, so I'm gonna probably buy that here because that seems pretty strong. I'm gonna go for another gas here because I am only on 2 gas, and it would be very helpful if I had a bunch more. Although Tychus in a 2v3 I think is actually disadvantaged because he wants to build to counter his opponent's wave. And it's actually not ideal here, I guess. Let's see. Oh, Legionary is getting into the Cyclone line. That is also not ideal. So, although we're actually able to handle a decent amount of these units here. Let's see. I'm gonna have a Science Vessel here and a Science Vessel here, I guess, just to start shielding, getting the defensive matrices up. We got the tanks in the back. Tanks are pretty good, but they don't do enough damage, I think, against Tychus units here. So I don't know if Razgurus is actually doing enough against this. They're definitely good against the Phoenix Wave, though, so we got that going for us at least. There we go. And I'm highly suspicious of Stetman's build. I don't think it's good. I'm pretty sure all you need is a bunch of Vegas, and it's only looking good right now because there aren't a bunch of Vegas available to be purchased here, because Vega would be a terrible option. Let's see. There we go. I got my defensive matrix coming up here. Yeah, because like with all these cyclones, like I can just shred through most of the stuff here. And Nikara's heal is not going to be enough here to just keep the units alive. And yeah, look at that. There we go. That's how it's done. And the cyclones are going to keep going here. The best part is cyclones can lock onto anything. They have that nice versatility. They just don't, like, I don't know, like visually they don't look like that strong of a unit, but in actuality they're like actual monster trucks of a DPS. Like it just doesn't look like it does damage, you know? Like, I don't know, like it doesn't look threatening. That's like the one problem I've always had. Like, it doesn't look threatening, you know? Like a tank, you see this and you're like, oh my god, I gotta kill that. It must be dangerous. Or an Ultralisk, you see it and you're like, oh my god, that must be dangerous. Gotta kill that. Oh, I didn't realize I could heal Stetman units. Oh, because they're all mechanical. Oh my god, that's insane. And then the Science Vessel is getting healed up here. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, I'm gonna get a gas here, 3rd gas at 10 minutes. Should be fine here. Cyclone's getting roasted. There we go. I'm gonna level up Dehaka's Fire Breath, I guess. There we go, Fire Breath here. Dehaka, you gonna use it? Just I guess. Maybe I was just saving it. Phoenix is also pretty vulnerable to my Cyclones as well. So my Cyclone hard counter just gonna be too good here. Although Sirius with the Fear might actually be good enough. The Sirius build. There we go. Put another Cyclone over here. Let's see, we got a bunch of tanks here. Although Sirius is armored, so tanks are not going to be that great against them. Maybe he has them for the self-destruct. Let's see. Oh my god, Rainer Marines, though. The one weakness of Rainer Marines is the Dehaka Fire Breath. You just get roasted and toasted. Yeah, because like these Carrier Lords cannot shoot up, besides the Yamato cannon that they have on them. So I'm really suspicious of how good they are. Okay, so I'm going to go up to tier 3. and I'm gonna get access to more upgrades for my cyclones, and that's literally all I'm here for. Let's see. Swan players against Tychus just want one thing, and it's really disgusting. More cyclones. More cyclones, boys. I don't actually know if Tychus has a counter to this, because I'm pretty sure Blaze doesn't even counter it, because it's a spell. And I don't know if Blaze blocks a spell damage like that. I don't think he does. I think he only blocks auto attack damage. If he blocks spell damage, I think Blaze would actually be just insanely strong. Yeah, I saw some Cyclones over here helping out against the Immortals. Like, oh, they're so good. Okay, they got roasted here, but the Cyclones are being healed up. And that's what's important here. Although they're kind of focusing down Dehaka here quite nicely, but... Oh my god, okay, never mind. I mean, you know what? Stetman's build is starting to scale here. I've actually never seen this many Battle Carrier Lords. And I mean, they're pretty tanky. And they deal a decent amount of damage. It's just that they can't fight back against the Scouts. You should at least have a Gary or some Mecha Corruptors, you know? Because Mecha Corruptors can spit on Tychus' wave as well with the with his little projectile vomit. So I don't understand why he doesn't just go for that, you know? I mean, it just doesn't. It makes sense to have some. But for now, I'm just gonna focus on filling my field with Cyclones, because Cyclones, you know, are fun. They have gone. They're probably one of the units I've had the biggest 180 on. Like I went from I don't want to build this unit to wow, it's a Tychus. I'm gonna build this unit exclusively. And yeah, I mean, because it's a 3v2 though, it is gonna be a bit of a tougher fight for us because our opponents will be spawning a little bit more often. And it's also a Tychus that's spawning more often, so Tychus is quite powerful here. I'm gonna max out the healing that I have on Dehaka here, but for some reason it just says I have only heal for 3 life per second, so I feel like I got scammed. Did I actually get scammed though? I don't know. Let's have a look here. I think I might have gotten scammed, guys. It says 3 here, but it's supposed to be 9, so I don't know if that's a bug or if it's a feature, you know? Because I feel like I might have just put a bunch of points into not getting my healing. And that's going to be real feels bad, man. Get the Infernal Plating here. That's going to make my Hellbat super thick. And as long as they're standing next to Dehaka, they're going to just recover a lot of health here. Let's see. How many Cyclones do I have? How many Cyclones do I have? I have enough Cyclones. Alright, I have so many Cyclones here. Alright, come on, Cyclones. They don't stand a chance against the Immortals, but the Immortals don't stand a chance against the Broodlings, so that's fine. That's a Cyclone Death Stack. This one's from last wave. Oh my god. I love me a Death Stack, especially when it's not tanks. Here we go. I mean, the tanks are just gonna make it worse because Cyclones are gonna take the fire first, and then the tanks are gonna just clobber it. And that's a GG from Razguz to the party. I think that's gonna be it. I don't think there's any way they can come back from this. This Fenix doesn't really have a comeback mechanism. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, wait, hold on. All these Immortals are just gonna ignore the Carrier Lords. The Carrier Lords are actually gonna take it for us here. I'm sorry I ever said anything bad about them, guys. Let's have a look though. I'm actually curious, like, how the stats ranked up here. Okay, you know what? They weren't even close in terms of damage dealt. Holy, I actually out DPS Tychus and Fenix, who were spawning a lot more often. I know, right, Razgurs? I know. Insane. It just goes to show how powerful Cyclones are. And 56k. I killed more mineral value than these guys actually did, and they're supposed to be favored in a 2v3 as well. Resources-wise, I was a little behind on the gas, but that's okay. Just like 300 minerals, that's like 1 Cyclone and like a Hellbat, basically. But I was just trying to like push out as much stuff as possible. I want to see how many kills my Cyclones had. Let's see. That guy has 12 kills, okay. But most of them only have like 10 under 1-digit kills. But you know what? The kills don't matter here. It's the damage dealt, and that's what matters. I mean, at the end of the day, like, they're fighting Tychus units, so Tychus units are not gonna... You're not gonna have a lot of Tychus units. Anyways, let's go on to the tier list. Bam. Alright, and we're back. Let's get right into it. For those of you who have decided to skip ahead, or just, I guess, all over, here is the game plan. We got the auras, we're going to cover overall strategy, and we're going to rank the commanders. And so yeah, for those of you who skipped ahead, be sure to drop a like and sub if you have not yet already to keep up with this content. So, for all modifiers, we have Insight. This time, Insight has been modified. Literally nothing is hidden. Before Insight, you couldn't see your opponent's staging area. I don't know if this is a new change. Maybe we're testing out a new version of Insight where you can see what your opponent's building, which will have some interesting connotations for counterplay. I don't know if this is going to have too much, though, because you see your opponent's wave anyways when you meet up, so it's like, you know, maybe placement might matter, but I don't really see this being too big of a change. So this week's Brawl, unfortunately, is kind of plain, because the other modifiers is like you just get a free Dehaka, and then you pick an aura, which could be like more damage, more armor, more health, more, I don't know, just other random things. So not really too interesting. So kind of disappointed in that, but let's go on the rankings here, or just the strategy. So I think this week, if you have access to tanks, you are going to have a lot of fun. So you play a commander that can access the tanks, or you can play a commander that can crush tanks. So a commander that can push past the front line and just be able to destroy tanks and stacks. So stack breakers. So here is the rankings. I think for this week, Manx, I would say hands down, has the best tanks in the game. I'm pretty sure there's no contest on that one. Because Shock Divisions, they have, I believe they have like 15 attack range. They stun, they do massive amounts of damage, and they have fast siege. They basically have every single element of all the good things of every single other commander who has access to tanks put into one unit. And so I don't think you'll be able to contest Manx tanks this week, and you couple that with the very dangerous and lethal Manx bio. I think Manx is going to be quite dominant this week. Next up on the list, I would say Nova, provided that she doesn't run into Manx. Nova tanks with that 18 range on graduating range is pretty good, especially now because they don't have to unsiege because they can see a lot more, so they won't suffer from potato AI. And so I think Nova tanks will be pretty good, and then just, you know, Nova's got a pretty tanky wave, so she can protect her tanks to a decent level. Next, I would say Raynor probably has the best tanks, or the third best tanks, I would say, because of the fast siege. So what Raynor doesn't have in terms of damage, he makes up for it in just sheer number and speed at which the tanks shoot. So I think that'll be pretty good, pure Raynor tank. And as for every aura strategy, or every week there's an aura, I would say Borazun has the potential to be S if you roll an aura that gives you cooldown reduction. So for example, you get water, you get time. I think those are the main two that give you cooldown reduction. I think there might be another one I'm forgetting right now. But if you get those auras, you can just stack Stalkers and have a lot of fun. Stalker stack will be thick enough, I think, to actually overwhelm tanks. Although maybe not the Manx ones, but we'll see about that. And then in the A tier, we have Swan. I think Swan's an A tier because this week, obviously the laser beam. Although laser beam's not really going to be that strong, it's still very, very annoying and very, very. It's still going to get a lot of value for you. And Swan tanks are quite good in the sense that they do a lot of damage, but they take a long time to set up, and so getting to that death ball stage is going to be harder for Swan. So you're going to have to rely on your allies a little bit. And then next up, I want to say actually Hanan Horner, because Hanan Horner can sort of just bypass all of that lethal tank action on the ground, and just go in the air with like Wraiths, Sovereign Battlecruisers, or maybe like a Wraith Assault Galleon strategy, because Assault Galleons are basically just tanks except they fly, because they have 11 range, so they stay way in the back. So I think Hanan Horner will also be very strong. They can also break through most of the ground waves that would host tanks with a mix of Hellbat Grenade Card, and maybe just you can slap in some Deimos too. Although I probably wouldn't recommend Deimos into tanks, but I think Hanan Horner is going to be quite strong this week. And then next, we also have Stetman. I want to say Stetman's Stackbreaker is quite strong as well, because if you get the aura that increases the amount of energy you have, your Banelings will also do significantly larger amounts of damage. So I think that's going to be quite good. And your Ultra stun mechanical units, so yeah, tanks are mechanicals, so that's pretty good. And they also take reduced damage by a percentage. So percentage reduction against tanks is huge, because tanks hit for like anywhere from 50 to like 100 damage. So a reduction on that would be like taking 12 to 25 reduced damage, which is significant. Next in the A tier, I actually want to say is Alarak. Because everyone has a Dehaka, your tanks are going to be a little less effective because of that. I do want to mention that. But Alarak with Wrathwalkers don't really care. Wrathwalkers love big, juicy targets, and Wrathwalkers, if you have Havocs, they have 13 attack range, which is essentially the same range as a tank, except Wrathwalkers, I think, can almost one-shot a tank. Almost. But, I mean, if you have enough Wrathwalkers, they will be able to do just that. Alarak himself is quite tanky, so he can charge in, eat a lot of chicken nuggets, and just eat up all the shots from your opponent's tanks. So I think Alarak is definitely quite powerful this week. I don't know if you could go for a Vanguard strategy. I feel like Vanguards have the range is just too small to contest tanks, I would say. But if they do get close enough to tanks, they would absolutely wipe them down completely. So, yeah. Although I would recommend Wrathwalkers because everyone has a Dehaka. So, yeah. And then in the A tier as well is Dehaka himself because, well, what's better than one Dehaka? Two Dehakas. Dehaka's going to be able to field a pretty tanky wave. And so I can see him being kind of a anti-stack breaker stacker. In the sense that you could probably build either creepers or impalers. Probably impalers, and then go for a double Dehaka, bunch of lings, run at the tanks with those units, impalers siege down, and do the DPS. Although I think creepers, while they're greedier, is definitely the more powerful super late game option. Although I feel like impalers would probably be better this week. I mean, obviously every game is different, right? But impalers will bleed your opponent's Dehaka, which is pretty good. So yeah, I would think impalers is better this week. But we'll see. In the B tier we have Tychus. I think Tychus this week is he doesn't really gain anything from the modifiers besides the fact that he has an extra meat shield in the form of Dehaka. He can deal with enemy Dehakas quite nicely by just buying Sam. He can also heal his own Dehaka, so I guess that's pretty good with Nikara. But like Aura doesn't really benefit Tychus too much unless you get like fire or earth. I think earth is probably the best aura, one of the best auras, or water. Any sort of armor aura is pretty good on Tychus because Tychus just has such a big health pool. Fire is only good in the sense that Tychus himself benefits significantly from it. No one else does, I think, on his team. Like everyone else shoots too slow for that. So yeah, I think armor is not too bad, but like I don't know if Tychus has the potential to break a tank stack. That's the thing. Like, I don't know how I would build it. I don't know if it's just like... I think you might just want to grab, like, pure Boswells and have them yeet themselves in to smash tanks. Like, I'm sort of doing the ratings in the assumption that we're going to be smashing tanks. So, yeah. In the B tier, next, we have Stukov. So, I know Stukov does have his own tanks, but Stukov's tanks are just so ridiculously costly that I don't think they can even compete in terms of like Swan, like against like a Swan tanks even. Like I know their AI distracts your opponents, but it's like you can't get the tanks as early as you would as the other commanders that can have access to tanks. And ultimately you probably will have to play a stack breaker strategy with like infested, just jumping on people. If you get the life aura, that'll be absolutely amazing. And yeah. And at the end of the day, you can just spam APOCs, but they're quite expensive. You can technically just spam APOCs and have them charge into the tank line. All an APOC needs to do is hit tanks twice, and most tanks will die, because each APOC slice does 100 damage. And tanks have, like, if I recall, like 175 HP, around that. So 2 slices, that'll kill most tanks. If it gets Nova tanks, it'll take like 4 slices. But it's AoE, so you're still slicing through quite a bit of tanks, and Nova has less tanks overall. The only problem is probably going to be Manx tanks, but yeah, I think Stukov will do decently this week. And then next, we got Kerrigan. I think Kerrigan can break the stack quite nicely in terms of just, if you're focused on a ground-only battle, Broodlords plus Ultralisk and Zerglings should be able to wipe out tanks quite nicely. I don't know if Lurkers can contest tanks, that's the only thing, so I'm pretty sure that's probably the best strategy. And then Artanis, I think, is probably true neutral this week. He doesn't stack too well this week, but he has a ridiculously tanky wave, so he can just sort of march into like a lot of tanks and still come out probably on top. If not on top, he'll probably be able to kill a lot of them. With your Crusher Artanis, you know, the classic Crusher, where you go Dragoon, Immortal, some Archons, Immortality Protocol on your Immortals, on your Archons, and then grab Scarabs. The Scarabs will help you clean up the tanks really quickly. Next in the C tier, we have Fenix. So I know I just put like a meme Disruptor build with the Fenix. That only worked because there was a bunch of melee units. Although I feel like the Disruptors would be okay this week, in the sense that they are stealthed and they can help you kill Dehaka. I don't know if Fenix has any other answer to Dehaka than Disruptors. That's the only thing. But if your opponent's smart, he'll just wait for you to have things drop, and then he'll have the Dehaka jump out of the way. And then you're actually screwed. But I don't know. I feel like everything Fenix can do, Artanis does better this week. I just feel like that's just what it is, and I don't think Fenix does too well into a lot of tanks. His Air Force is a little lacking. His Colossi aren't really meant to deal with tanks, and his Immortals, while they're cheap, are going to get splashed down really quickly by tanks. So I'm not optimistic about Fenix this week. Next in the C tier, we have Zagara. So I know Zagara is probably like the peak stack breaker, but it takes a little bit of time to get there, and the fact that there's a Dehaka for everyone means that Zagara now has an extra like 1 to 2k worth of HP to get through, which is never good for her. So yeah, but if you can get to that peak ab status, you'll have a lot of fun. And then next we have Abathur. So I think Abathur is I think maybe a Swarmhole strategy wouldn't be too bad. Supported by Guardians if you're going against tanks. Although you will have to rely entirely on your allies for DPS. But if I think Abathur will complement any of the tank commanders very well, because his constant supply of Locusts will just make it sure that the tanks don't get hit because the enemies are hitting Locusts. And in the D tier, we have Karax again. So I think this week, I don't know what Karax is supposed to do, because against Dehaka, he kind of struggles already. Yes, he has his own Dehaka, but like that forces him, it pigeonholes him into building Annihilators, because Carriers, if I recall, don't do that well against Dehaka, because if Dehaka gets his Chitinous Plating, he just halves Carrier DPS. So that's going to be hard. But that being said, like Annihilators can probably take care of Dehaka, can also probably take care of the tanks as well. To some extent, but your opponents will build something to meat shield for them, and then like the only thing you got for that is like Sentinels and maybe Purify Colossus. Purify Colossus are still quite good against tanks because tanks don't move, but the Purify Colossus has to move in pretty close, which is going to be a little harder because Karax units are quite expensive too. It's not like you can just throw them away as like meat shields. So I thought Karax is going to have a hard time, but I think if you time it correctly, you can beam an enemy stack and use it as a means to recovery, or you can just build full Mirages like a madman and just pick up your opponent's tanks. That could work too. But I don't know, like overall, Karax D tier by comparison to everyone else. What everyone else can do versus what Karax can do. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this tier list. Please let me know if there's anything you think I got wrong or anything I missed, and let me know why, because I'm interested to hear from you guys. And don't forget, the 700 subscribers special stream is happening this Saturday, as of tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 8 p.m. Standard Time. So be there, or be square. If you can't make it, you can watch the VOD. I'll post it on YouTube, as in I'll have it on YouTube, actually. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys later.